changed everything. The way I walk, the way I breathe. Feel my fate shift into the night. But here I am, same old thing. Sinking deep, no ecstasy. Reality haunts the living mind. If I saw another day, only to scream into the night. Nothing ever tries to change, even if I want to realize. 'Cause I've been sitting here, same old ways, taking off without the same mistake. Darling, will you go away? It won't be as simple for you.
Yo guys, Old Man G here, back again. We are doing another pre-match preview, pre-match preview for the Manchester United versus Everton game. But before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter and X and smash the notification button, Manchester News, and more. Let me know. So, and also whether you prefer these pre-match reviews this time or whether you prefer an evening before, I don't know. So, but I like doing these pre-match reviews anyway, but we'll see going forward. But anyway, I know the Arsenal versus Everton game is going on. It is actually it's mad. It's actually a very, very good game, and I am still perplexed as to how Manchester United beat this Arsenal team. If we're honest, Arsenal were actually a better team than Manchester United in that day. It's just that they were naive and United punished them. I don't think they're necessarily at the level of Manchester City yet, but the way I'm looking at this game, this is Arsenal sending a statement. This is Arsenal sending a statement saying, we're not just here for bants. It's not just mental. There is a mentality here. And if Arsenal can win this game, then, you know, it's big for them. It's actually really, really big for them, I think, in my personal opinion. And all the more why Manchester United need to win, because if Everton beat Manchester United, Everton will be above Liverpool. Some people might think that's a good thing or not. I don't know, you know, so but it is what it is. Anyway, let me get into it. So the starting 11 is obviously out for the Manchester United game. You've got De Gea in goal. Lindelof and Martinez are paired together clearly because Maguire still seems to be out injured. Varane is obviously out. So, you know, I knew this obviously was going to happen. We are going to have to rely on the Maguire. We're going to have to rely on someone else partnering Martinez, basically. So, and I knew this was going to happen. It is what it is. But that's just the reality of the matter. We've got to get through. We've got to deal with it, and then just take things from there. You know what I mean? So yeah. Bruno Fernandes obviously captain. Martial is starting now. Rashford is starting. Eriksen, Casemiro is starting. Dalot, Anthony, and Shaw. So that is interesting. Okay, so the midfield is going to be it's almost like almost lone pivot almost. So we're playing Casemiro, Eriksen, and a Bruno midfield. That is very interesting. So McTominay, no space for McTominay or Fred. Shaw comes in for Malacia. So Malacia drops to the bench, you know, which, you know, I know he had a poor game, but he is coming to the bench. Shout out to Rich Sportsman. Really appreciate you for coming in. Really appreciate it. But yeah, Shaw is actually... So it's an interesting lineup, you know. The key things that I see here are the fact that McFred are basically not involved. You have Malacia, Varane. Oh, so Varane is back on the bench. That's good. That's actually really good, actually. So the fact that I would have started Varane was fit, but if Varane is on the bench, he would be a starter. He'd be starting with Martinez, even though I think that Martinez had a great so Varane didn't have a great game against City, but presumably he's just coming back from injury, so he's just on the bench. So I'd like to see Varane starting the next game. Fred and obviously McTominay there. Alanga, Sancho, Palestra, Ronaldo. And I think that's fair. I think that, unfortunately, like it or not, I think that Sancho probably should be benched. But this, you can make an argument, is probably United's strongest team. I would say that Bruno should be dropped personally. I think I would drop Bruno. I could be in the minority here, but I would personally drop Bruno Fernandes. But at the same time, he's the captain, and it's going to be very, very difficult for Bruno Fernandes to be dropped in that respect. At least that's what I think anyway. But I think the key thing from this is the fact that Casemiro is actually playing. Presumably, Casemiro is playing in that kind of lone pivot role, as if Eriksen will help. I still think that midfield. It's possible that midfield couldn't be overrun. And I just think that, there is a space from like Fred here. You know what I mean? So maybe, you take, for me, the midfield actually should be Casemiro, Fred, and Eriksen. Push Eriksen further up so he can link up the play and get more involved in the attack and drop Bruno. But he's not going to drop Bruno. We know that he's not going to drop Bruno. It is what it is. But that's the only change I'd make. I don't think Bruno's been... If you're going to take out like some McTominay, Mass, etc., I don't think Bruno's been particularly good this season either, personally. Rich says, looks like a decent lineup. It does look like a decent lineup. I'm generally happy with the lineup. I really, really am. So, especially now that you've got Casemiro starting, the front three, you've got, the front three, that front three looks good. That front three looks really, really good. When we're talking about Rashford, Martial and Anthony, because clearly Martial is going to be the number 9. Rashford will probably be on the left and Anthony on the right. So it's good. It's a cooking. It's a good team. This team should be. If this team doesn't win against Everton, then I have concerns. The only change I would make in this would be Varane coming in for Lindelof and Fred coming in for Bruno and having excellent. That's the only change that I would make. But it is a good team. It's a good enough team. It should be. We've got enough attacking talent and pace to be able to cause problems. We've got some creativity. We've got some defensive cover. We should win this game. We should win this game. There's no excuses. # no excuses. Options on the bench. Well, exactly. The United, we have a good bench. Fred can come, and we could make 5 subs. Remember, so Varane can come on. Malice. If Luke Shaw, I still have. Shaw has gotten himself back into the team. But I think people need to remember that, like, Shaw's first 2 games were garbage. Okay, Shaw's first 2 games was garbage, and then, but Malice, he had a good game against Arsenal, Liverpool, and okay, of course, against City and he struggled. Fair enough, So, but I hope this is more of a Malacia rest, alternate time to come, and see what Luke Shaw does, because Luke Shaw does G up good when he's got competition. But I still have my reservations about Shaw, for example. Defensively, at times, he can be very, very lazy. Just like when he even came on against City, played the offside trap on. That's how they got their 5th goal, I think. So, but we'll see what we'll do against this Everton side, who, to be fair, are unbeaten and doing quite well. It will be an interesting, a very, very interesting matchup, in my personal opinion. We just have to see what happens. Let's have a look. Anything else? And obviously Ronaldo. I mean, Palestra being on the bench is interesting. I would actually like to see some Palestra. Actually, you've got wingers in Alanga, Sancho, and Palestra, and obviously Ronaldo is number 9. I'd like to see, hopefully, Ronaldo come on and do his thing. We'll see what happens with that. That's my 2 cents anyway. Fingers crossed. fingers crossed we get the win today, man. I really, really, really hope that United get this win because I'll see if I can find where's the table. I'll see if I can find the table. Where's the table? Ooh, well, I thought that Arsenal giving away a penalty there. Now that I think Keenan Tierney has come on, who's hasn't played for a while, might be a bit of a fraud, but we'll see. Liverpool losing 1 minute to go. I know, bro. I know. It's not looking good for Liverpool right now. And Arsenal, as things stand, they're back to the top of the league. So for 24 points, can't knock. And Liverpool, 10th place with 10. That means Liverpool will be 14 points behind Arsenal, 13 points behind City, 10 points behind Spurs. That's fine. But 14 points behind Arsenal. In fact, let's get the table up, actually, guys. Let's get the table up, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe if you're new. It goes a long way. Really appreciate it. So I'll just stop share screen and that. Ooh, there you go. There's me. Okay. So this is the Premier League table, obviously. So Arsenal, as things stand, obviously wasting time, but Arsenal, as things stand, have got 24 points, man. They're doing their thing, and I think they at the end of the day, you got to take them seriously, man. They beat Spurs comfortably. They beat Liverpool. I think they might have Chelsea at the end of this month, and obviously City coming in. We'll see what happens, but United obviously are 7th. And if we win, we'll be 5 points clear of Liverpool. I think that Liverpool are in a fight for top 4 as things stand. If Everton somehow get the dub, they'll go over Liverpool. So United, we need this dub. We need this dub. If we win it, we'll be in 5th place, not into top 4 just yet, because the people in top 4 are starting to kind of move a little bit. But we need to put the pressure on. The goal for United this season is top 4, regardless. So Manchester United really, really, really need to get this dub over Everton, man. We need to win this game. We need to beat Everton. That's really all I can say, But let me know what your thoughts are, score prediction, guys, because I think personally, and in the comments or when the video's over, but personally for me, I think United will win this game, and I think that it will be probably what would it be? I don't think it'll be high scoring, but I think the pace of the game will suit us. I think if we go down the counter-attacking route, I think we can definitely cause problems. What do I go down? I'll go 3-1. 3-1, because I don't think we'll keep a complete sheet, so I'll go 3-1 to Manchester United. Rich says 200. By the way, Rich, I definitely was sorry. I thought that when you said to come on, it was going to be one of the late shows, but I definitely want to come back on your channel again, man. So I definitely appreciate it, So I'm back in exam mood again, so I'm not streaming as much as I like because I'm really busy and all the rest of it and stuff. So, but I aim to stream a lot more after November the 16th when I have a bit more free time. So, yeah, I would definitely like to come on your show when you can. So, yeah, let me know. And let me know, whether, because I never know whether it's better to do these match previews before the game, like an hour or so before, or in the evening. I'm not entirely sure, So I might put a poll up on the chat to see what people think, just in terms of getting more people of the community involved and what have you. So yeah, this is You can already see potentially obviously Chelsea have a game in hand, of the score, but you can already see how the top four might already start to move away themselves if United aren't careful. We do have a game in hand against Palace, which I think if we win, we'd get 18 points, which we might still put us in the 5th position. But as I've said, I think the goal for Manchester United this season should be top four. And we're not going to win the title, unfortunately. We aren't. We're not good enough to beat Manchester City. But we did show that we can do the business against a Liverpool, against an Arsenal, etc. So the key is, can Manchester United do this against a against an Everton, against the mid-table to below-table teams? Can we do that? I don't. We'll see. Donald Donald Trump's time-traveling Blasians. I don't know what to say to that. I really have no idea what to say to that. Aside from the troll comment, 5-2 to Everton. Put money on it. Probably not. I would be very, very surprised if, very, 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 very surprised if United conceded 5 goals against Everton FC. As bad as United are, Everton are not in that position yet. And even, to be honest, Everton, I'll quickly get their last scores up. It's getting a bit heated in this Arsenal game. I think it's probably finished now, though. As everyone can see this, obviously they beat West Ham 1-0. Okay, they beat Southampton 2-1, 0-0, 1-1, 1-1. 1-0 Fleetwood, 1-1 Nottingham Forest. They've been undefeated in 7, but their results have not been particularly stellar. They haven't lost, but a lot of the points that they've drawn against Brentford, drawn against Everton, drawn against Liverpool, scraped wins against West Ham and Southampton, but not really, not really doing much, So I think we have to win this game, because if we can't beat Everton, then I don't really have a lot of confidence for this United side to actually do much against the other mid-table teams, and we need to be able to do that. We really, really need to be able to do that. Whether we'll do that or not, I have no idea. Yeah, they did. But I mean, it's Europa League. Do people really take it seriously? It was a changed squad, and also, I mean, it's also Everton FC, so it's you can't really compare European competitions. It'd be like me saying that AC Milan would beat Chelsea because Leeds put 3 past Chelsea. It doesn't really work that way, So I would be very, very, very surprised if it was 5. They're still trying to. The Arsenal Liverpool game, man. These guys are going at it. 5 is generous. No, it's not. Stop trolling, man. Not with that. Not with the defensive. That defense. No Maguire, and then also with Casemiro or something. It's fine. And the big difference here is in this squad. Yes, Arteta's got the dub. Arteta's got the dub. It's finished 3-2, and Liverpool. Liverpool are wow. Liverpool lose, and do you now have to start taking Arsenal seriously? Do you now have to start taking Arsenal seriously as a credible title contender, man? Do you have to start? People were saying, "Oh, they'll fall off, etc." But the mentality that you saw from this Arsenal side, do you have to now start taking them seriously? You probably have to. You probably have to, guys. You probably have to start taking Arsenal FC seriously. You probably, man. Jeez. But if you're a Liverpool fan, I know certain Liverpool fans that were talking about, we always go to Arsenal, we always beat them, we always, destroy them. blah 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 blah. But really weren't really appreciative of where their position was, like at all. But anyway, it's on to our game. Manchester United need to do what they need to do, which is we need to beat Everton FC. But I am surprised at that the mentality of Arsenal Football Club right now. And I think yeah, I think that I think that I think that you you can't not dismiss Arsenal Football Club now. You can't not dismiss Arsenal Football Club as being a thing because yes, okay, they lost to United, a bit naive, but this way of winning, this mentality was something. So you can't dismiss them. You can't dismiss them anymore. You really can't. But yeah, let me quickly go back to the our starting 11 as we just wait for the kickoff. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio if you're new. It goes a long way. Help a small channel YouTuber out, man. Help a small channel YouTuber out. Okay. So again, for those who don't know, who are just tuning in, the lineup is De Gea, Lindelof, Martinez, Fernandez, Martial, Rashford, Ericsson, Casemiro, Dallo, Anthony, and Shaw. That is the lineup. I might just get the Everton lineup, unless someone has the Everton lineup in the chat. Just quickly see what the Everton lineup is. Let's see what the Everton lineup is. The key thing of Arsenal is that it's the key thing of is the way they're playing. Arsenal playing really good football. You know, I'm still let's have a look. Okay, what's Everton's Twitter saying? Let's have a look. Let's see what Everton's lineup. Let's have a look. So Everton's lineup is Pickford in goal, Coleman, Tarkowski, Cody. So it looks like they're playing a back three, I would imagine. Michaelenko, Onana, Iwobi, Garner, Again, Gordon, Gray, and Morpie. So that sounds like, if I'm wrong, I'm not familiar with it, sounds like it's probably a 3-4-3. It looks like it's probably a 3-4-3, I think, or a diamond of some sort. That's what I think. But it looks like they're definitely playing the back three tacks, which is interesting. Whether Manchester United will be able to deal with that or not, I have no idea. But you know, we'll see what happens. I don't know. Will Manchester United be able to, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Right. Okay. I mean, some of these players have got to step up today. They really do. I really need to see more from Marcus Rashford today. Oh, by the way, hopefully everyone can hear me mic-wise. Everything is fine. But yeah, I really need to see more from Marcus Rashford. I need to see more from Bruno. Those are the two players I need to see more. I know Ericsson had a mare, and I'm hoping that this will be kind of like a nice comeback win for the Manchester United players to really say, right, let's go and get it. Let's go and get this thing, you know? Shout out to Niall, man. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Really good to see you, man. Thank you for joining in the chat. I really appreciate it. 1-0 to Manchester United. So do you think it'll be a low-scoring game now? Is that what you think? A low-scoring game against Everton? You know, I can't... We do struggle to keep clean sheets as of recently. And by recently, I mean the last few games. So we'll see about that, I guess. And we also do struggle at Goodison Park. The last times we've been there, we found it quite difficult. Last season, I don't think we beat Everton, Last season, I think we drew at Old Trafford and they beat us. And this was an Everton side that was garbage, like total garbage, and somehow we still lost to them, So I, just making sure I'm not freezing. I hope that we do it, but we need to bear in mind that like our record against Everton and Goodison Park is in recent years has not been that great. So we need to do better. We definitely need to do better. And so, like I said, some of these players definitely need to have a very good performance today. I think the thing that excites me about this game the most is the Anthony, Martial, Rashford front three. That is what excites me most. Seeing how Casemiro will fit in the midfield starting, and then the Anthony, Sancho, Rashford, front three. I think that's going to cook. I don't know whether that's because Ten Hag wants us up to counterattack, but I think that will cook. That will definitely cook. And fingers crossed we can get the dub. More so than before, because at the very least, so United need to be in the top 4 race this season if we're going to do anything. We can't have another season, 2 seasons in the Europa League. Someone's going to have to come out. And at this rate, it's not going to be Arsenal. Arsenal look like they're guaranteed for CL football next season, at the very least. Liverpool are out. So the question is what? And the way I see it, especially because Chelsea will probably start to play good football under Graham Potter, that Spurs is the missing link. City are not going to not get Champions League football. Chelsea probably will. So the issue is probably going to be Spurs, hoping that Spurs, drop points, get on poor form, that type of thing. That's the only thing that I see really. But fingers crossed, Manchester United get it. It's as simple as that. We need that dub. We need we need to win this game. We really need to win this game. We do. Make sure you like the vid, guys. Like the vid, and subscribe. If you're new to Red Devil Studio, guys, please do. Goes a long way. Help a small YouTuber out, buddy, man. Help your man out. We'll obviously be going live for our post-match reaction sometime after the game as well, with hopefully a positive reaction, because I expect Manchester United to win this game. Fingers crossed the head doesn't make any mistakes either. That would be problematic. But yeah, no, I expect us to win this game. We need to we need to take it seriously. I know I'm going round shorts. The whole point, I guess, I'm trying to make is that like United have no excuses at this point. No excuses whatsoever. A win must be had. It's as simple as that. I don't know what else there is to say. We're still 20 minutes from kickoff, guys. If you're new to the chat, remember to like, share, and subscribe. And also make sure that you put in your score predictions as well, guys. It goes a long way. Please do. Score predictions, please. It helps out a lot, man. What was I thinking? Oh yeah. Who else needs to play? He's really frozen out Wan-Bissaka, hasn't he? He's really frozen out Wan-Bissaka. I assume Wan-Bissaka is fit, or maybe injured, because there's no Wan-Bissaka, no Van der Beek. I think that I don't know what it is internally, but he'll get rid of Wan-Bissaka, man, and even Van der Beek, who I thought would come into the Ten Hag system. That's what I thought. I thought he'd come in. I thought he'd use him. But it looks like someone needs to make a documentary on the Van der Beek saga. They really need to make a documentary on the Van der Beek saga, because United spend 35 million. How many million to buy him from Ajax, with all the help from Van der Sar and everything like that. He's coming to a good home and what have you. Only for him to come to United and just not be played, not do anything. Okay, Ollie's sacked because because everyone's like, why doesn't Ollie play Van der Beek? Why doesn't Ollie play Van der Beek? Why doesn't Ollie play Van der Beek? Blah 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 blah. I keep on saying that to him, accusing him, and saying he's a fraud coach for doing it. And then Ragnick comes in and doesn't pick him. You're like, oh. And then you're thinking, right, Ten Hag, who's worked with him before, who knows everything about him, Ten Hag will definitely play Van der Beek, but he doesn't pick him. So I would love to know an insight, whether it's an all or nothing United, something about why Donny Van der Beek has never really been given a chance at Manchester United, because he's never been given a run of games. He's just kind of been a bit part squad player who comes in and out depending on how things are. That's about it, you know. And people could say competition and all these different things, but like, if Van der Beek's competition is McFred, you know, an aging Matic, you know, what do you say to that? Like, what do you say to that? I don't get it personally. So I love to hear more about that. But that bench is there's at least enough there that you can say that can potentially change the game at least. Ronaldo, I don't know how Ronaldo obviously feels like constantly, like, you know, not being on, constantly being a sub, because that is what Ronaldo is. He's a bench player right now. He is. I respect him. I love him. He's one of my most favorite players of all time. But at this moment in time for United, he's a bench player, and Ten Hag needs to win. And so Ronaldo will come off from the bench, and play for Manchester United. And I hope that at least Manchester United can get this game done, as it were, so that, you know, we can make the necessary changes. You know, so we can make the changes to we can bring on, you know, like, we can make 5 subs. So I want this game ideally finished in the first half. I don't think that will happen. But if we can do a City, then yeah, you can bring on Fred, bring on McTominay, bring on Alanga, bring on Sancho, bring on Palestri, bring on Ronaldo. You know, 1, 2, we can bring on 5 players, you know. So although personally I think that Sancho should stay on the bench for a while. But yeah, bring on. Let's see how Palestri does. Give Alanga some game time. Give Varane some game time as well. Bring on Fred, for example, who I actually think should be in the starting 11 personally, but it is what it is. And, you know, take things from there. You know, that's what I think anyway. That's what I think. 15 minutes to kickoff, guys. 15 minutes towards kickoff, guys. And, you know, for those obviously who are tuning in, this is the starting lineup. Additionally, it is Arsenal beating Liverpool. Arsenal beating Liverpool FC. I repeat, Arsenal beating Liverpool FC at home at the Emirates, but they've beaten them, and Liverpool are in trouble. Liverpool are in trouble. I'll make it as a side note. Something for those who are watching. Shout out to my Liverpool Twitter fans. They know who they are. Who said they were going to destroy Arsenal. More importantly, shout out to Salah. You know, shout out to Mo Salah, man. The guy has disappeared. He's ghosted. He's gone. He got subbed, I think, 65 minutes, I think. But the guy's is finished, man. He's finished. Salah's finished, unfortunately. I don't know what happened. I think it might be an Özlitis / Aubameyang-itis situation, but he's got his pay deal. It's all good, and he's finished, you know. So, you know, he was pocketed by Tomiyasu, you know, pocketed by Malacia. You know, the man was pocketed. I don't know what's going on. He just keeps getting pocketed, Salah. I just don't understand. He just keeps on getting pocketed, man. But you know, that's what happens when you. Not that Mane is doing much better either. But to be honest, Mane is interesting, but we won't talk about the Bundesliga today. So, but yeah, you know, I really hope United really need this. We really need to go into next week with confidence, because, and before I end, we'll just have a quick look at the upcoming Manchester United fixtures. Let's have a look here. Okay, so yes, we got spanked. Leeds was postponed and Palace was postponed. So those are two games in hand. We'll beat Leeds. Palace, I'm not sure way. So I run towards the end of this month. Everton, we need to win. Ammonia, obviously, we need to win, and we should win at home. Newcastle at home next week is going to be tough. Newcastle at home is going to be tough. Newcastle at home is going to be tough. I'm not going to the Newcastle game and now the Spurs game. These are going to be two tough battles, especially because one is on Sunday and one is on Wednesday. It's going to be tough. Can we beat Newcastle? Yes, but I think last year did we win? Yeah, last year we won at Old Trafford in the beginning, I think. Yeah, because that was Ronaldo's kind of like start. And it was like, yeah, everything is back. And then it all fell apart. But at Newcastle, we drew, I think. So, yeah, but Newcastle look good. Eddie Howe is a good manager. It's going to be difficult. Spurs are unpredictable. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Spurs are very, very unpredictable. So whether or not we will beat Spurs or not, remains to be seen personally. Shout out to those who watch you on Facebook as well, by the way. Please, please appreciate you getting, as well as the people watching on Twitch, man. Thank you. Make sure you follow me on Twitch if you haven't already. Okay. Then Chelsea. So Newcastle, Spurs, Chelsea. So we really need to win this game because these next three games are tough. We'll probably, beat Sheriff at home. But after this Everton game, Newcastle at home, Spurs at home, Chelsea away, and then West Ham. West Ham at home. Difficult games. I think we'll probably beat West Ham, given their form and Moyes. We usually do the dub over West Ham. So I'm not worried about West Ham or Ammonia at home or Sheriff at home. But these three games are key. And Chelsea away with how Potter are will be very interesting. I think we'll learn a lot about Manchester United this season based on these three games. If Manchester United can win these three games in a row, I think United will be perfectly comfortable for top four at least. If we lose, you can forget about top four. And if we draw maybe one or two, then okay, maybe we still have a fighting chance. I'm sure. Lineup is out. Yes, the lineup is out. Lineup is out. Yeah, the match is bath time. The match is going to start in about 10 minutes. The match is literally going to start in about 10 minutes, buddy. It's been out since 6:00 UK time, but I'll put it out just in case you can show it. There you go, bath time. In case you haven't seen it, there you go. There's the lineup. So I've just seen your comment there. De Gea, Lindelof, Martinez, Bruno Fernandes, Martial, Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro, Dalot, and Anthony. And on the bench, you've got Heaton, Malacia, Varane, Fred, McTominay, Alanga, Sanchez, Plestri, Ronaldo. That is the starting lineup. That is a starting lineup. Very well about no score against Everton. I would have personally played McTominay, Casemiro, and Eriksen as the midfield. I would have dropped Bruno. That's what I would have done. So I agree that it could be difficult, but I still think we should have enough to beat. I don't know whether Ten Hag's going to go the counter-attacking system, because that front three of Rashford, Anthony, and Martial is that's pace. That's pace. That's pace that can hit Everton on the counter. I don't think we should be playing that, but I like to think that this midfield hopefully can get a hold of this game. Eriksen, Casemiro, and Bruno. Hope we can get them in this game, but I am worried about, as you said, McTominay in the midfield. I'm also worried about Bruno, quite frankly, losing the ball, not really helping the midfield. I think we could still get overwhelmed. Uh, um, but I think that if we can just get the ball to our front three, we can cause Everton damage, because the Everton defense isn't great. One, Everton haven't been scoring that many goals, and two, the Everton defense is not that great. And I think that if we can get the ball, like the aim really in this game is if we can get the ball quickly to to Martial, Rashford, and Anthony, and cause problems, will be fine. And if we can get the dub and get the goals, then Everton will have to come out, because I think Everton will look like they're playing a back three. So if we score early, Everton will have to come out, and I think then we can then attack, and then we can then bring on your subs. So then after 60 minutes, you can bring on McTominay, potentially bring on Fred, and so on. You know, and Ericsson and Casemiro, I think, can get over on. Yeah, like I said, that's my only worry about this. That's why I think that, the quick transition to the front three is going to be key. We can't be slow with the ball. We have to really, really transit the ball really quickly. Otherwise, you're right. We could get overrun in the midfield. We could get bullied in the midfield if we're not careful. Whether we'll see what happens. Though, we will see what happens. But like I said, fingers crossed, Manchester United win this game, because we've got no choice. The next couple of games, Newcastle, Chelsea, and Spurs, are going to be a lot tougher. So Manchester United, come on. We need that dub. We need that dub. Kickoff is 5 minutes away, guys. Make sure you like the vid, and subscribe if you're new. If you're new, remember, we will be live for our post-match reaction after the game as well. So get involved for that, guys. I'm heading off. It's time to watch the game. Remember, if you're new to the channel, to like, share, and subscribe to Red Devil Studio. Follow us on Twitter, X. Smash that like button. Have a nice day, everyone, and cheers.